selamat datang di Stanley Channel. Saat ini saya akan mengajak kita semua untuk menyaksikan para youtuber luar yang mereaksi video Cristo Mahu, salah seorang peserta X Factor Indonesia yang memiliki suara yang unik, khas, dan menurut saya salah satu calon juara di X Factor. Oke, tanpa lama-lama kita saksikan sama-sama, teman-teman. Ya.
Welcome to my little nook. It's glorious. I've got a favour that I want to ask you before we get to the main part of the video, and that is that if you find yourself nodding along with things that I have to say throughout the duration of this video, or I'm saying something and it's something that you haven't picked out from the original performance, hit that subscribe button. By clicking that subscribe button, which is free, you are supporting the growth of my channel and the engagement of my channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatsofa, but you can call me Jen. I'm a singer and a voice teacher, and I am super excited because the 2024 Indonesia X Factor has begun. Now, I'm not sure when it did, but it has. As you can see from the title, I will be looking at Cristo. I'm really excited. This is his Gala Live Show 1 performance, and I will be stopping and talking about the vocals. I like to break things down as and when I hear them. If you'd rather watch the full thing uninterrupted, then I have left the link in the description below. Do go over and check me out on Patreon as well. Thank you so much to everyone over there, and let's just get straight to this performance.
Aku bingung penampilan Cristo,
Oh my gosh. I love stepping into the world of anyone who's singing, any vocalist, but especially one that I have no clue what they're going to sound like. There is a beautiful raspiness to the voice, to his voice. It's so beautiful and warm. But then there's like an all-round feel as well. Let's go to the beginning. He's doing such lovely things like adding vibrato to warm that sound up, darkening some vowels to warm that sound up, all while still playing around with the breath flow within his vocal folds and that raspiness. Yeah, stunning. Raspiness. Yeah, stunning. Like, notice how connected he is at the beginning. He's getting such lovely anchor points. There's like a plosive as well. Probably was too loud for my mic. And there's it's so beautifully connected at the beginning. Then towards the end of his phrases, so this was the second phrase we just heard, he kind of gets a bit whispery and he lets the connection between his vocal folds not connect all the way. He's allowing breath to kind of come through a lot more. And even at the end, like a slight vibrato. There's a beautiful vibrato just before though. That's so warm. There's a beautiful vibrato just before though. That's so warm. That was it. Oh. And there was a lovely straight tone. See, I told you we were going to be breaking this down. Like a lovely straight tone there, but there's a bit of a moan to it. He's just getting right, F4 there. So at the top part of his chest voice, it just seems so effortless, and I love the colors that he's painting with his voice. But everything here is so still. Like, it's so just. It seems so easy and effortless. Oh. Look at that placement of the tongue as well. It's just it's being used when it needs to, but otherwise it's just laying flat. Amazing. Oh, I'm excited. Before we get into this, I love that setup on the E vowel, that he's dropped that jaw because he's going from an A4 there, so well and truly into the first passage. Beautiful chest dominant mix here. It's going to soften up, but as he as he changes to a bit more of a yeah vowel, increasing his chest or thicker connection up there. This E vowel is so important. The sound, it's the same note. So but that E vowel, that E, the first part of that note is so important. That's why he's dropping that jaw. So all he needs to do is just change the position of the tongue and spread a little bit, just to invite a lot more chest placement. And there's a little bit of grit coming in. I'm excited. But yeah, I just love it. Sorry, I just want to go back. I'm loving this kind of this like rock feel to it, obviously with the music as well. But this kind of continuous push for distortion in there as well. It's so lovely. But again, he's not reaching up for anything. He's not showing that he's causing any pain. It sounds like whenever we hear this voice, not all the time, but whenever we hear this voice, we feel like it could damage the vocals. And yes, it can do if we're not doing it right, if we're not doing it the correct way. But the fact that he just keeps kind of, he's up there and he's showcased this kind of territory already, just now with the added distortion, he's set this up beautifully. He's up there and he's showcased this kind of territory already, just now with the added distortion, he's set this up beautifully for himself. And he's still vibrato as well. Right, let's just go back to that lovely moment. We get a lovely kind of, our body is very much a part of our voice. They all match. If we are kind of relaxed, obviously we want to be relaxed here, but our body needs to be engaged. If something's switched off, then the vocal folds, which are tiny, 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 they're going to feel like they need to do more work in order to get the tone, timbre, the feeling that we want, the sound that we want. So we need to make sure our whole body is engaged. It's switched on. It knows what needs to happen, what I need to do to get the right, voice feeling sound that we want. So this kind of thing that he's doing here, he's crying, showing that emotion on top, but also using that emotion to ensure that he is getting a clear sound, and just, it's so good. Oh, there's some BBs. Look how he's leaning into this note as well. He's I love how his voice is doing so much, but he's calmly strutting around the stage, looking at the camera. It's a talent show as well. But he is kind of leaning into, he's got this suaveness about him, which is marvelous.
Ternyata Cristo mau ini mentornya Yulika. Pantas dia cara bermainnya mirip-mirip seperti Yulika.
And he's got this lovely, like, again, he's like projecting out. He is all about the performance, which is beautiful and amazing. But also he's got this lovely smile in his voice as well, which just brightens up that sound. He is in a high territory, like chest place. I know it goes a little bit higher, but also this is like a great place for him. He's beautifully showcasing what his voice can do. It's not like it's too high for him. He's in a wonderful place for him as a tenor singer. But the brightness, the smile just allows us to feel lifted and bright in this upper area, because I mean, I haven't heard him talk, but up there, you know, if we're looking at our F4, A4, that's not one where one would typically talk for a lower set voice. So he has to do something just to ensure that he doesn't dip in that pitch or dip in that quality. Great! Did you see that little his knees kind of bend as well? We need to make, if our knees were just like if our legs were rock straight, like not kind of like a looseness to it, we're going to hold that tension all the way up. It's going to bring. So we need to make sure, just ensure, like, are my shoulders tense? Let me roll them back. Are my knees locked in? Let me just like relax them. This is so lovely to see. He's reaching a C5 up there in a lovely chest connected place. He's just beautifully stretching out those vocal folds to ensure that he still gets a full voice up there. But notice how, like, he isn't reaching up for anything. If he's reaching up, he's gonna limit what we can do, what the larynx can do, how far they can stretch, or he's just going to feel like he has to reach up a lot. He's actually just like keeping dead straight on, just singing around like this. It's beautiful to see, and like, unless you kind of know where he's singing, then you know what he's doing. Otherwise, it just feels like it's so easy. We can all like join in, and then we're like, wait, hold on, this is actually quite high. It's very high. Right, D5 up there. You can hear it loses a lot of that thickness up there, not the fullness though. We are in a glorious chest dominant mix here. He is really allowing it just to lighten up at the top, not bringing up any heaviness. Imagine that's a slide as well. We're including a glissando. If we're going like, imagine bringing that same heaviness, that same thickness from the lower note. Like, it would be so just heavy and painful and not nice to sing or hear. But he is beautifully thinning out as he slides up to ensure that he's still getting the full sound that he wants up there. And there's a moan to it. Oh, he's beautifully here. He's beautifully like, he's like, I'm not sure, I'm probably not doing the right notes there, but he's starting off with a, and he's allowing that mouth to aid the crescendo, right? He's allowing that to kind of modify as he changes the shape, the timbre inside as he gets louder. I'm so excited and I want to watch more. He slides up. That was such a great performance, and I love that at the end. So A4, glorious belt with this arm up as well. Again, that arm is very much involved.